WAVA families and students. This is Miss Chamberlain with Community Engagement, and I am lucky to be here today with Miss Warren, our WAVA High School principal, and also Mr. Ackerman, who is our WAVA Flex principal. And we are here just to chat a little bit about some of the differences and similarities between our WAVA High School and our Flex program. We know a lot of students are still registering, and a lot have already registered and might have questions about which pathway is better for them. And is the WAVA plan with our WAVA High School a great pathway? Or what is it about this new Flex option that could work for them to give students more flexibility? So we thought it would be a nice time to just chat and talk a little bit about some of the things that you may be wondering about these programs. So first, I think, a lot of questions we're hearing is, what would a class look like at WAVA and WAVA Flex in high school?
I'll go first.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So one of the things we've been getting a lot of feedback from teachers and students is the WAVA High School, we want to have a little more time to support students in our day or our week. So basically, WAVA High School students will have assigned classes that'll meet Monday through Friday. They're going to have 2 sessions this year for their core, which is science, history, math, and ELA. And then they'll have 1 session a week for their electives. And these sessions will be 45 minutes long with that 15-minute check-in or check-out, depending on what's best for them. So that's going to take about 10 hours of their week with what's called synchronous instruction. And then they're going to have the other part of their day will be doing their async work from these teachers. And it'll equal about 30 hours a week, which is typical of what WAVA has always equaled. It's just we're going to have a little more time with teachers and a little less time the async work.
Oh, thanks, Ms. Warren. And as far as the Flex schedule, so we are looking a little bit different. We're heavier on the asynchronous side, as Ms. Warren was talking about. I think she said up to 10 hours of live in-person Class Connect sessions, whereas in the Flex program, we will not have those set Class Connect sessions. Students will still be working through the curriculum, but they will have an asynchronous opportunity and still have the support of teachers, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But that live Class Connect, that set schedule that Ms. Warren is talking about, has been removed, and students can basically set their own learning schedule, whatever works for them, hence the name Flex program, of course, right?
That's great. Yeah, that's good to know. One thing I was just thinking when you were saying that is, like Ms. Warren, when you were talking about the high school and class and what that would look like, if I am a 11th grader and I've been at WAVA already, is there anything different, or is it the same WAVA that I could expect if I came back, right? Like it's not a new program if you stay in our regular WAVA, it's similar, right, from the previous years. So it's not a big change. There's just this new added opportunity of flexibility with Flex. But if I'm a current person coming back, I know you've mentioned a few, like some of the hours, the 30 hours during the schedule, but otherwise I could expect the same like WAVA experience that I've already been experiencing, would you say?
There's going to be some differences. Our teachers have been really good at almost creating a Flex program within their classrooms, and I think a lot of kids that got used to that. That's going to change. Kids that really need that flexibility need to look at the Flex program, because we've discovered that kids do better when they're in classes. So we really are going to emphasize kids are coming to Class Connect sessions, kids are coming to their support sessions, kids are reaching out to teachers and getting that one-on-one tutoring and stuff. So those pieces are happening, but there is going to be a little bit more time into Class Connects than there has been, and there's going to be an expectation that kids are there. And that's going to be a WAVA-wide, the kids are in their Class Connect sessions.
That's great. Yeah, that's good to know. With the difference with students, from like a student's perspective, do you think there's any different expectations or any differences in the expectation of a student between Flex and WAVA? So if I'm a student, what are the expectations that might stand out as different? I know it sounds like, the Class Connect, attending your Class Connect is important as a high school, like in our regular WAVA program. And is there any different expectations for a Flex student, Mr. Ackerman?
I would say that's one of the big differences, obviously, is that class connect piece, right? So students, as Ms. Warren's putting it, we're putting more emphasis on students attending those live sessions. And we do have a lot of population that they can attend in those sessions for whatever reason they may have. And so now we actually do have a program that's going to fit those needs. Instead of it operating within WAVA regular, we now have a defined program that can fit the needs of these students. So as far as expectations, at Flex, kids still have to work through the curriculum. There's going to be a set, I don't want to call it a pacing guide, but kids will have to work at a set schedule, but they just won't have that set time. Like I can work at 1 in the morning if I want to, if I'm that type of kid, or 5 in the morning. I think that's one of the big differences we're looking at.
That's really nice for students that might be working or have like a commitment they have. Like I know we have a lot of student athletes or committed into some activity or program that they do that maybe having flexibility in their classes is going to be really nice for students. So that's awesome. Is there a difference between the graduation pathways between a WAVA high school student and a WAVA Flex high school student?
I can answer that one, Ms. Warren, and the answer is no. The pathways, all state-defined Washington State pathways, are the same. Students will have the same requirements and same expectations to meet those pathways in whatever program they choose. And those programs will be, those pathways are available to all the kids, no matter what program they choose.
And that includes testing too, Mr. Ackerman, right? Flex kids still need to meet the state testing requirements.
Correct, absolutely. That is part of in the WAVA handbook. Yes, students that are enrolled will be tested as well.
That's great to point out. So with student support, I know that's another question that a lot of families might be asking is, would you what kind of support? I know we have wonderful support at WAVA for all different areas that students need support, whether it's community or student support services with like workshops or breakout time, or even our special programs, depending on what your student needs. But would there be different support between a WAVA student and a WAVA Flex student? Like, could students still find support if they're struggling?
I can start with that one, Ms. Warren. Kids will still be supported. Let's just say it might look a little different on how they're supported, but kids will still have support. If there's a special programs, special needs, all that still gets supported. The difference may be in WAVA regular, Ms. Warren will maybe explain, but there's a little more set times for that to take place. We're building master schedules where, everybody's busy, so we have to find times where that will fit in. WAVA Flex, that might look a little different, right? That might, we'll have different flexible times. It may be more asynchronous work. We may get creative and go to emails and videos and texting, you name it, where that might look a little different in Miss Warren's WAVA. I don't know what you call it that, sorry.
I love that, actually. I think that's great. I think it should be Warren's WAVA. Those are like the biggest questions that I feel like we're getting right now that we wanted to help answer for our students. And I know that we're just really excited to continue to offer WAVA to all of our families that know and love it. And it's a wonderful school to be at. And we can't wait for everyone to start a new school year together. But now we have even more options with this flexible pathway for students that might need non-traditional times and more flexibility in their schedule each week. So I know we're looking forward to a wonderful year. And is there anything else that either of you would like to add in?
I think we covered it. Looking forward to it as well. Go ahead, Ms. Warren, sorry.
And there's going to be more questions as we get closer and closer. And so just, making sure people reach out. We'll do the best we can to answer the questions. This is a new program for us, so there may be things we haven't thought of that are going to pop up. But our number one goal is student success and student satisfaction. We want people happy and healthy where they are.
I agree. That's wonderful. Yeah, and we will keep sharing information out as the school year comes up, and we will definitely keep adding more information onto our WAVA bulletin board about the Flex program. And we also have some more Facebook Live events coming up featured around enrollment and special programs and Flex. So thank you for joining me today. And
thank you.
thank you, WAVA families and students.